The freedom of expression is everywhere. Think about posters, religion, music, to even the platform you're watching this video on right now. But before I get ahead of myself, we need to talk about what freedom of expression actually means. According to the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, the freedom of expression goes as follows. Everyone has the right to the following fundamental freedom: the freedom of thought, belief, opinion, expression, and the freedom of the press. When most people think of the freedom of expression, they usually think of the classic line from movies,
freedom of speech.
But it's really not that simple. You can't just say freedom of speech and say whatever you want. There are still guidelines. Due to the limitations, this causes a lot of issues around the world. The freedom also ties into many other rights, like the right to religion, peaceful assembly, the right to association, and these are what we use to show who we are to the world. For example, think of brands. They're on your water bottles, your clothing, your laptops, literally anywhere. And companies will jack up the prices knowing their brand is valuable. Let's talk about some form of freedom of expression that's within our school. The ability to express yourself through clothing. If you walk down the halls or even look around you right now, you can see people wearing different clothing. Clothing is a way of showing who we are, what we associate with, and anything that might be important to us. Most clothing that you look at might have a brand or writing that shows something that person is trying to express. At our school, there are limitations though. According to the student handbook, it is not permissible to wear clothing or accessories that donate, suggest, or display, or reference alcohol, drugs, or related finalia, or other illegal conduct or activities. It also states, it is not permissible to wear clothing or accessories that display, but are not limited to, the following images: logos, language that portray ethnic prejudice, racism, sexism, vulgarity, gang-related markings, obscenities, profanity, hate speech, pornography, or other illegal conduct or activity. So you're probably wondering, why is the school allowed to control/limit this freedom? According to the Government of Canada, schools may limit the expression where necessary for maintaining safety, prevention of disruption, protect the rights of others, and uphold exclusive environments and rights protection. The Supreme Court of Canada has repeatedly emphasized that schools must balance constitutional rights with legitimate educational objectives. The key question here is whether these restrictions are proportionate or demonstrably justified. Due to the dress code and the fact that the articles of clothing people are wearing are not being discriminative or taking away other people's rights, there has been some controversy with alcohol and drug-related wears of clothing. Fights against dress codes can even be seen in movies like Breakfast Club, Mona Lisa Smile, and so much more. A way that this connects to Canada entirely is that in Quebec right now there was a limitation that the government put that banned wearing religious symbols for all teachers, judges, and police officers. Even though most religious symbols are not seen as being dangerous or threatening other people's rights. One example that could be seen as a possible threat is the kirpan that must be worn at all times. Another religious symbol that must be worn at all times is a turban. By not letting them practice their religion, Quebec is making them not be able to have any jobs in policing, being a teacher, or a judge. If they did want a job, this would interfere with their right to association, as the government would try and make them leave their religious group in order to participate in the job. So is that not then denying them the basic human rights they deserve? Speaking of denying rights and life without rights, let's talk about why this right is so important to music. My whole life has been surrounded by music ever since I was a little kid. And I truly don't know what I would do without it. It's gotten me through a whole bunch of hard times. I promise you that I did have more information. I just simply could not fit it all in the timeline that was given.